Hey, how's it going? I am the devastating Just Cause, and this is the DJC Game Studios. Well, we know where we're at now. You know it. It's another episode of Top 5! Sega Genesis. Now, me, Sega Genesis, I was, Things that make you go, is why I say, because I was a TurboGrafx guy. That's right. My buddy had the Sega Genesis. Eventually, obviously, I got one. And I have I have not a ton of games, though. And to be honest, I really lost out on that generation. Now, my buddy had like the X-Men, the Mortal Kombats, the Final Fights, few different Jurassic Park. That was a weird one with like the dinosaurs and they go. Anyways, I used to really like it, and but my buddy always had it. I always had TurboGrafx, so I was playing Keith Courage and Bonk's Adventure and Air Zonk and Yeast Book 1 and 2 and 3 and 45 and. Anyways, I was TurboGrafxing through that whole period. Like I said, but there was games on the Genesis, and eventually when I got one, and I'm not talking about all the Sonics. We all love the Sonics. That is not going to be part of this top 5. But this top 5 is not just it's probably not any. A lot of these games you're going to be like, I don't agree with you. What a waste of my time. But these are only my top 5. The ones that are super nostalgic to me, and the ones that I like. So without further ado, let's get to number 5. Jazz hands, right? Is that how they do that? Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing. I really don't. Number 5, Altered Beast. Yes, Altered Beast. Rise from your grave. Do. And he comes out. I played this in the arcade, and at one point I even had an arcade Altered Beast cabinet, which I played and beat and sold. But it looked so cool. Why did I sell it? Because I needed friggin' money, that's why. And I got it for next to cheap, fixed it up, and sold it for a profit. That's what it's called. It's called flipping arcades. Not like cow tipping or flipping. I'm talking about you for a profit. Anyways, Altered Beast had many characters. It was really, really close to the arcade. Almost perfect. Not absolute, but pretty darn close. I'm not saying the gameplay was extravagantly fantastic, but I enjoyed it, and the sounds, just the sounds and the, welcome to your doom when that big cloud turns into the boss, and just the sound effects alone bring back memories and just in warm fuzzies. I really think that is just one of the must-haves for Sega. And they eventually became, I think, was one of the pack-ins. It might have been the original pack-in, even before Sonic. I don't know. I was a Turbo guy. But that is my number 5. Now, I'm getting the counts right. I'm not going to forget. Number 4! You guys are going to give me crap for this one, but I don't even care. Number 4, Cool Spot. Yes, Cool Spot. He was cool and he was a spot. And he came from a carbonated beverage, maybe there's plural, maybe there's tons of different 7-Ups flying around. He came from 7-Up. He was the spot in the logo of 7-Up. And he was cool, man. He came in surfing in his first game. I know there was other ones, but this was my favorite. He came in surfing on a 7-Up bottle, and you went along the beach, and crabs tried to get you. Mine. Remember that? Dory or the Finding Nemo? Anyways. 7-Up Spot. Cool Spot was awesome. The sounds were great. I loved it. At certain times, the platform jumping and the jumping to get all the different spots and all that. Was it the spots you got? Man, does my brain even work anymore? But it is a really, really fun game. Very cartoony, colorful, It's just fun to look at. It's even more fun to play. It is one of my favorites. And I think it's because I ended up getting it. I forgot how I got it. If I went to I think I ended up getting it at a resale shop, and it wasn't too long after. Or did I pick it up on clearance? I might have picked it up on... That was so long ago. But I just fell in love with it. I was like... It was at the top of the 7-Up Spot commercials, too. And which were very popular back then. So there it is. Don't be mad. Number 3. Number 3 is another one that you'll get mad at me, but I don't care. Maybe I do. Maybe deep down I'm crying and very hurt. It's Quackshot! Yes, that's right. Quackshot on the Sega Genesis. The old Donald Duck Quackshot, where you had a gun that shot plungers, and you could use them to climb onto ladders, or just shoot the plungers to make people go and then disappear. Or sometimes they just freeze, and then they'd unfreeze. And then you hit them with it again. It was fun. You had the little plane that picked you up and took you to the next level. You had to go through the tombs. I thought the animation was hilarious with Donald Duck. And then he'd get one of the... I forgot it. You'd pick up some sort of power-up, and he'd be like... You know, he'd get all mad and flustered because Donald's always funny when he's mad. But the animation was awesome. I thought the gameplay was fantastic. Hey, it was Donald Duck on the Sega Genesis. I ended up getting this one. I remember getting this one at a resale shop going, because I think it was super cheap, and I was like, or I got it with like a few games. It was just like, oh, this one, pick another game, and it was one of those things. Oh, okay. And I was like, why did I never play this game? It's fun. I think it is. Maybe you don't, but it's very nostalgic to me, and that's the word of the day. Nostalgic. It's not the word of the day, so cross that out and don't even worry about it. I just like to say it a lot because it brings up so much nostalgia. Glance over at that list. Number 2. Number 2 is one of my top ones on the Genesis. Like, these are in no order, but when I think of like Sega Genesis, I'm like, oh, can we play this game? Like I said, I was a TurboGrafx guy, and I had the first version of this, which was a port of the actual arcade game, which I believe was made by, was it Namco? I don't know. Really be nice if I did research. But the game is Splatterhouse 2 on my number 2 of my top 5! Ooh. Ooh. But Splatterhouse 2 was awesome because I was always going, everybody was like, oh man, you got that Splatterhouse. My friends were always coming over to play Splatterhouse, and they were like, wow, you have Splatterhouse, it's not on any other system. So when we heard that in one of the gaming magazines, Splatterhouse 2 was coming out, and they were about to make the graphics even more enhanced and crazy and cool. Man, talk about one of the most anticipated games that, at least in my life at that time, it was Splatterhouse 2, and boy did it look great. This time Rick had a bone mask. It was just, he was splattering monsters up against the wall with a 2x4. One of my favorite parts in this, besides all the crazy backgrounds that would flash and show all the spooky stuff, but it was like the part in the boat when you're in a speedboat in like this lake, and it's so creepy, and this friggin' monster with these tentacles is chasing you, and you gotta shoot at it, and it's like so scary. It's coming up to try to grab you, and one of my favorites. One of my absolute favorites. They always had a spooky theme. And even an honorable mention, just off the side of this, Splatterhouse 3 came out. And it was more beat-em-up style, even though it still followed the same story, and you had the bosses. And you could enrage and get like big and muscly. That was great too. But Splatterhouse 2, that takes the taco. Man, now I want tacos. Del Taco. Ooh. Don't they have like a new shrimp and something burrito? Baja burrito or something like that? Ooh, I heard they have a new potato one now too. I'm going to look up their menu. Splatterhouse 2. Yes, that was my number 2. Now my number 1. This might be a lot of people's top 5s or top 10s or top 100s or whatever tops you want to use. Maybe a top hat. Wear a top hat. Maybe it's a special. Maybe it's spackle. Maybe it's a special top hat that turns your snowman into a live living being. And he'll fool police officers when they just come to life. Yeah? Maybe. I don't know. I think we're really getting sidetracked. Let's just not get off the rails. Right? Okay. Golden Axe. Golden Axe is one of my favorites. It's like a beat 'em up, but it's like in Odin's times. There was a Viking in there, and that's who I like to play. The little green Viking with the beard, and he had the axe. And I remember the sound it would make when you hit one of the enemies in the heads. You'd be like, clunk, 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 and that was like one of my favorites. And then the magic. The cool thing about this game is you had the magic. And you could use like a short amount of it, a medium amount, or a small amount, a medium, and then the full. And I mean, there was stuff to where it would rain boulders and lava from the sky. There'd be a dragon that would come down and the lightning, the giant lightning bolts. The magic was so cool in this. And then you got to ride on some of those little serpent things, which were also in Altered Beast. What are you doing there, Sega? Cross-promoting games? Probably. I don't know. It was the 90s. A lot of things going on in video games. But there you have it. I couldn't... That is my top 5 in Sega Genesis. Like I said, there's a ton of games I still actually need to, like, discover on this system. Isn't that sad? I mean, there's games like RoboCop versus Terminator. I've definitely played these games. There was a Batman game, X-Men, Fatal Fury, that's a lot of SNK stuff. But there's just a lot of games I really never got to experience because I was such a big, I went for the underdog, the Turbo Graphics. Everybody's and I was like, no, this is my system. It still is. Maybe that'll be my next top 5! Well, if you liked this silliness and have put up with me if you put up with me and you like it, please subscribe, and I'll probably see you in the next one. Well, I definitely will if you subscribe and actually watch and get the little notification bell. I'm not putting up any graphic for that. You know where it is. It's cool. It's cool, man. See you then. What's that? We're 20 cents short? Okay, hold on. Tell the delivery guy to wait. 20 cents. Where can I find 20 cents? Oh. 20 cents. Perfect. I got it.